Hi, welcome to the release meeting for the release from 25 April. Let's just jump right in. So the first one here on the list is edit skills from ticket details. As you know already, you can create skills in the admin panel, and skills can be attached to engineers, and skills can be attached to tickets. When a ticket comes in, it finds the skills, attach a skill, and the skills on the ticket. Before, there was no way to adjust those skills after the fact. So now we've introduced inline skill editing directly from the ticket details screen. So all your dispatchers can add or remove skills as needed directly from the ticket itself. So you simply have this new drop-down menu here where it has the assigned skills off the bat here. But if you're reading through and you need to change something, you can remove skills, you can add other skills as you need to, and they'll be directly on the ticket. And if the skill matches the engineer, it'll also flag that. If the skill matches, perfect, it'll work. You can also see that there's different colors. These different colors represent the skill importance from the manual or from the admin panel. So you see the darker green is mandatory, and the lighter it gets, it goes down. So high, medium, and low. And as well, every time you add or remove a skill, we add a history entry under the user interaction filter here. So you can see when the skill was removed and when it was added and who did it. So very cool. All right, on to the next one. Next one is control access to your workplace views. Workplace views are referring to these up top here. So you can select your workplace view as you need. And before, there was no way. As each person, you have an account with 1,000 users, all creating their own views, you're going to have a list of 1,000 different views to try to find. So now we've added some new permissions to the permissions page here in the admin panel, where you can, here, we've added a new tab, Workplace Views, where you can see all the global views. These are the default views that come with Fieldcode, and the account views from all the different people in your account that create the views. So here you can select which views you don't want to be available in Workplace. So it's simply just unchecking the box. That view is no longer going to be visible in Workplace, and you can set your default by simply clicking on the D, and you can set your default for this role. So let me show you an example here. I have created a role here, and in here I have reduced the list. So this user only has access to dispatch view, workload calendar, back office view, and an account view, TPTL plus TD. So let's take a look at that user here. You'll see here his default view is TPTL plus TD, a lot of T's, and his list is reduced. So this makes everybody using Workplace Life much easier without having to go through a list of 100 different views. All right, on to the next one. Let me switch back to my default view. Private notes. As you may or may not remember, in Attachments tab, you could create a note here, and we had a little switch. You could create a public note or a private note. We have now removed that from the Attachments tab, and we've created a new tab called Private Notes. And once you click inside here, you have the option to add a private note. Private note is only visible to you. No one else on any other account is going to be able to see this. This is only for you, as before. You can delete them as needed. If you're in the overview page and you see something different, we have a new action icon here to add a private note directly without having to go to the private note tab. And you can add your private note tab, private note whenever you need to, and it'll always be available here for you. For old tickets, we migrated all the private and public notes for all the past tickets as well. So what happened to those? All the private notes have been converted and moved to the private notes tab, and all the public notes have been converted to internal ticket infos and are available in the history. All right. We have overhauled and redesigned and made the workflow page more comprehensive. I'm not sure if you've seen the last one, but it's pretty bare bones. It relayed the workflow, but there's a lot of detail missing. So we have greatly improved the workflow page to show a lot more details. So starting on the left here, we have the workflow parameters where you see the name of it, the version of it, the object used for it, and the description of it. You can collapse the page as you need to. Here you'll see a list of all the different nodes in this workflow. In the list view, You see a lot of icons. Each icon represents a different aspect of the node. As you look through it, we have a comprehensive list in the manual that explains each one of these icons and what it's used for. We have a tree view as well. So this is a list view, and you have a tree view here. If you want to look at it in a flowchart type way, you can look at it here in a flowchart type way. It's the same way. If you click on it, you'll see the settings page here on the right change as you click through them. So let's take a look at an example here, an appointment. So appointment here, you'll see we have appearances, 2 appearances. Let's start here real quick. So we have the icons. We have a dark green icon. Each one of these icons are going to match the areas here. So we have buttons here. We have 4 buttons. We have the appearance icons here. We have 2 of them. And we have guides, and we have the interface API, and with 3 guides and 1 action. Should be able to, yeah, it was just hidden. My action is right there, right here as well. All right, so let's just take a look. So appearance is referring to the history and the status. So the status is appointment. Once it reaches this node, the status is going to change to appointment, and it's going to leave a history, entry log, appointment dispatching required. You can easily see that here. So here we have appointment dispatch required, and we have the status appointment. You can see this is the message left, and that is what is there. We have 4 buttons. We have other button, and we have workflow buttons. Other buttons are hidden. They're triggered in the workflow in a different way. The workflow buttons are visible on the workplace. So you see we have an edit and we have a cancel, and obviously you can see an edit and cancel in the appointment status. The other buttons are hidden in case something's coming from, or in this case here, and this other button is referring to the schedule ticket. So when you open this up and you schedule an appointment, it's going to trigger to move to the next step based off the intervention wait step node. So those are the buttons. We have no automations for this one. We have 3 guides: intervention wait, and if you dig into here, you'll see the actual expression used. This is in the case of a fixed ticket, and this one's in case of a proposed ticket. And again, like it's coming from the scheduled ticket, this is coming from the customer portal. So if a ticket comes in from a customer portal, it's going to trigger one of these steps based off if it's a fixed or proposed appointment. And then we have our action buttons. In this case, it is leaving a time log, right? So this is here. You'll see here, it's left a time log here. It's just a timestamp. Just added a timestamp at that step as well. All right, so we also have translations. So in this case, at this node, we have translations here for history. So this is already in the database. We have translations for this step. We don't have translations for this status. We don't have translations for this status, but we have translations for the history. It may look like you could edit it right now, but this is just in preparation for future features coming. You cannot adjust it and you cannot delete it for now. And then we have the audit info that just for future features, when somebody changes something to the node, it'll leave an audit info for you. You can also collapse this if you want to look at your workflow in its full glory. So yeah, like I said, once you make your way to the manual, you'll see just a description of what a workflow is. You'll be able to then go check out different icons, what they mean, and how to use them and whatnot. All right, moving on. We have next column-based filtering. So in Atom Panel, we have updated all the columns, or all the tables rather, just with a new visual, new UI for columns, and we've added filtering. So let's just go here to custom fields here. So you may notice that it looks a little different now, the columns, and we have this little 3-dot menu here. You simply click on that to access the filter, and here brings up this filter worker here. And you can access all the columns. It doesn't matter which column you click on, you can access all the columns here to build your filter up. So in this case, let's just do type here. We'll do drop down. And as you see, it in real time automatically filters it as I'm looking at it. We have lots of different operators here. So in this case, let's just do active, so on and so forth. So there you go. You can filter out your huge long tables easily and fast. And to simply get rid of your filter, just click on the filter again and remove all, and you'll see everything again. And like I said, they're available on every table in the admin panel to filter out your tables. We have added some more dynamic conditions to, where is it at? Ticket scoring. So I think a few releases ago, we've added now plus, now minus, and now. And now we have added today, today plus, and today minus to use for your dynamic conditions. So have fun with that one. We have improved aliases. Before we had aliases, you could add aliases in the admin panel, add aliases in your email templates. Before we used to have this chip view. So when you added an alias, it looked like a chip. That's no longer the case. We keep it in brackets, and this is because it's just easier to edit, easier to write once you have a bracket. In many cases, when you had the chip here and you press backspace, it would delete the whole chip and you'd have to redo it all again. So now it's just easier to do whatever you need to do here without having the chips in the way. Nice and easy. And same applies to the admin panel. We have the new style aliases in the admin panel as well. We have also added some more options here to SMS. Let me go to the right ticket here. So now when you're sending an SMS, we also include the affected phone. It wasn't available before. So you see I have the affected phone and I have the affected mobile. Affected mobile was always there, but now we have the option to attach the affected phone. Now you can attach account phone, affected mobile, affected phone, the engineer's business phone, the engineer's business mobile here, and as well as in the automated actions. It's also available here when you're sending up a action for SMS. You now have available the affected phone. So affected phone is available for you here as well. We've also added here in automated actions the ability to use a monitor field for ticket subcategory. So we used to just have ticket category, and now we've added ticket subcategory as an option for monitor field. All right, analytics got a little love. We've added a new drill through for the optimization to optimize our insights report. So I'll show you how to access it, but I'll show you a better example. I don't have much detail on mine, but you can access it here for drill through. We've had details and engineer details per engineer, and now we've added driving details. You simply click on this, and you get a really cool page here that shows the average distance and the average driving duration. But let me show you a better example here. All right, so see here, we have the, before we ran optimization, the average distance was 27 kilometers and it was driving duration was 22 minutes. And we also share the median as well. So the median was 22 and the median of driving distance was 20. After we ran the optimization, the average new driving distance average is 33 kilometers and the new driving duration is 26 minutes. It's higher, but at the same time, it's better because if you look up top here, we've added 12 tickets after the optimization run and avoided 5 LSTD breaches. So it may be a higher distance and higher kilometers, but overall we've added more tickets to it. But the median is actually lower, so it's even better. And we've added a histogram here as well for those that can read this, enjoy it. Yeah, so please have fun with that. Before, we did have the cumulative driving distance and driving time. However, it was it's a nice to have to see individual averages for driving distance and driving time. All right. FMA got a cool update. Before with the FMA, you had to have the app open or in the background to receive notifications. That is no longer the case. You can completely shut the app down and you'll receive notifications as an update comes in or you receive a new ticket. You'll get the notification whether you have the app open or if it's in the background or not in the background. If it's force closed, completely off, you'll still receive notifications. So that is an excellent improvement. We improved translation input process. So what does that mean? We just made it a little easier to add your translations here. So now you simply click on the plus button to add the language you need. So you just start adding your language here. And you can update your info message here as well. And very quickly, just add your languages you need to have for your custom fields or wherever translations are input. And finally, we have, I've already mentioned that one, the alias drop-down behavior. So we got rid of the chips. All right. For the rest of the improvements and bugs, please check out the manual. Thank you, everybody.